Media 21, where we talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on in media in the world. Today, we're going to do news, and we'll probably get into some hot topics and trending topics today. Sometimes I'll just do trending news, and then sometimes I'll do hot topics, but we'll try and do both today. So come on in, like the video, hit the like button, please, and also hit the subscribe button, please. And also, please turn on your notifications. So then that way, every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see the video. So let me get into my disclaimer. Everyone knows how I do. Got to protect the page, got to do my disclaimer. So let's do that. All comments are alleged, period. Start that over. All comments are allegedly, period. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged and our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. We're going to go ahead get into the hot topics, trending topics. Just give me one more second. Let me do the please like the video. Please like the video. Period. Thanks for watching. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to pin it. So, and we're going to get straight into the clip. Thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone. Let's get into what's being talked about.
I do have one selfish one, sir. My daughter's ninth birthday is here in a few days. So I was wondering if I could get a happy birthday cake, Catherine, from you, sir.
And her first name is?
Catherine, sir.
Well, Catherine, you have a father who's a great hero and a great man and highly respected. Happy birthday and take good care of him.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Say hello to her. Anybody back there have a question?
I think that's it from us here, sir. Again, appreciate your time and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thanksgiving, sir.
Thank you all very much. Great.
Like the video as you guys come in.
Sir, with that, we're going to go over to Colonel Seth Spanier from the United States Air Force.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. President. I'm Colonel Seth Spanier, 7th Bomb Wing Commander. And here with me I have Lieutenant Colonel Brian Guyette, our 28th Bomb Squadron Commander, and Major Joseph Spada, our 28th Bomber Generation Squadron.
Like the video as you guys come in. Fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Is still fighting. There is a new sign for President Trump and the Republican Party, and it's a warning. A fresh poll from Gallup is out that could put Republicans on shaky ground in the midterms if the president's approval rating is an indicator of how they'll do. CNN's chief data analyst, Harry Enton, is here. All right, give us the goods on what this new Gallup poll says.
I mean, it's a disaster if it holds towards the midterm elections. And I should note, of course, it's not alone. I mean, just take a look here. This is Gallup. This is the longest running poll. You know, Gallup has been conducting polls since my father was a kid, and my father was born in 1927, had me in the 60s. Look at this. In January, Donald Trump's number rank, not too bad, not too great. It was at -1 point, right within the margin of error, breaking even. But look at this now. -24 points, way down. We're talking about a drop of over 20 points in the wrong direction for the President of the United States. -24 points, that's a 23-point move in the incorrect direction if you're the president. And of course, what's so important here, Sarah Seidner, is it matches the trend that we've seen with other polls. That is Donald Trump hitting his low for the second term. I was doing the count last night. I think we're up to 10 polls in sort of the last 40 days, 10 different pollsters who have said that Trump is at the lowest point he is in his second term.
So how does this compare to other presidents in their second term at this point in time?
Yeah, okay. So, you know, this is one of these great examples where I kind of run out of room on the slide.
You sure did.
Yeah, I run out of room on the slide. So I just put up the Republican president. But look, the only one who's worse for me, either among Republicans or Democrats at this point in second term, is Richard Nixon. Of course, Richard Nixon had to wave adios amigos goodbye less than a year after this poll was taken. He was at -36 points. Trump at -24 points. That beats, or is worse, I should say, beats in the wrong direction. George W. Bush minus 19 points. His Republican Party, of course, suffered major losses in the 2006 midterm elections. Dwight Eisenhower plus 31 points. Donald Trump has never smelled bad at all. I had to go into the archives to dig up that photo. And Ronald Reagan at plus 41 points. But again, it also is worse than Harry S. Truman. It's worse than Lyndon Baines Johnson. It's worse than Barack Obama. It's worse than Bill Clinton. Anywhere you look, this is the second worst for a president of either party at this point in their second term, dating all the way back.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip.
To clarify, Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for the second. The House is lying, but that's no surprise.
Is he seeking regime change for Maduro? Will he put U.S. troops in harm's way? Nobody knows.
A lot of accusations flying back and forth over an acknowledged second strike on an alleged Venezuelan drug boat. Let's bring in our panel. Josh Kraushaar is a Fox News Radio political analyst, Matthew Continetti scholar at the American Enterprise Institute, and Wall Street Journal opinion columnist, and Axios political reporter Steph Kite. So they acknowledged today that there was a second strike on this boat from back at the beginning of September. Here's what Caroline Levitt said about it. Listen here.
With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
So, Steph, she was very careful to say that the boat was destroyed because critics have said, no, this was to kill the survivors.
Right, and that's one of the questions that Congress is hoping to get an answer to. What was the purpose of the second strike? Were there additional survivors who were killed in the strike, as was reported? And this is something that we heard even from Armed Service Chair Senator Rogers today, who said he's going to be trying to get to the bottom of this, that he has spoken with Secretary Hegseth, that they want to figure out what the facts actually are. Of course, Democrats are making a big issue of this, saying that war crimes might have been committed because of the way this went down. Republicans are, taking a step back for now. Most of them are just saying we want to figure out what the facts actually are. A few, like Senator Rand Paul, have been quite critical of the U.S.'s approach to Venezuela, these strikes overall. But there are a lot of major questions. I think it is very important that the White House did acknowledge that this second strike happened and that there was, a call for that to happen, a second strike to take place, whether or not it was directly coming out of Hegseth's breath or not.
Yeah, so the White House is basically saying that Hegseth gave the ball to Admiral Frank Bradley and said, you do with this what you need to do, and that the call was made by Bradley. And some people are...
Let's hear what this press conference had to say about Trump's health real quick, because many people are talking about that and him getting that MRI.
A detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health.
President Trump yesterday said that he would release the results of the MRI. Is that happening right now?
It is happening right now. As part of, and this is a summary from the president's physician, and we will release it right now. I think my team has it teed up for all of you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. The purpose of this imaging is preventative, to identify any issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure the president maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. No evidence of arterial narrowing impairing blood flow or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size, the vessel walls appear smooth and healthy, and there are no signs of inflammation or clotting. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health. His abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused. Everything evaluated is functioning within normal limits with no acute or chronic concerns. In summary, this level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall.
President Trump yesterday said that he would release the results of his MRI. Is that happening right now?
It is happening right now. As part of, and this is a summary from the president's physician, and we will release it right now. I think my team has it teed up for all of you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was performed because men in his age group benefit from a thorough evaluation of cardiovascular and abdominal health. The purpose of this imaging is preventative, to identify any issues early, confirm overall health, and ensure the president maintains long-term vitality and function. President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. No evidence of arterial narrowing impairing blood flow or abnormalities in the heart or major vessels. The heart chambers are normal in size, the vessel walls appear smooth and healthy, and there are no signs of inflammation or clotting. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health. His abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused. Everything evaluated is functioning within normal limits with no acute or chronic concerns. In summary, this level of detailed assessment is standard for an executive physical at President Trump's age and confirms that he remains in excellent overall health.
President Trump yesterday said that he
Like the video, fair use reaction clip.
Right now, I think my
Like
team
the
has
videos,
it
you
teed up
guys
for
come
all of
in.
you. I'll read it for you, and then you'll get it physically as well. As part of President Trump's comprehensive executive physical, advanced imaging was...
Let's continue with the news.
This bill is a great bill. No tax on tips, no tax on, the Social Security payments. It's unbelievable what happens. No tax on overtime. You work overtime, no more tax. It's so, and those are big, but they're minor compared to the big things. Taxes reduced. And let's look at the other side. If it doesn't get approved, a 68% tax increase, 68%, including the fact that the Trump
During Black Friday deals at Gardner
Like the
White.
video, fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. Don't forget to hit subscribe and thank you. Hold on, let me let this commercial go past. Fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you come in and thank you. Let's continue.
Gentleman right here, what he's gone through on this with, we started off with a majority of 1. Now I guess we have 7, so it's like easier, but it's really sort of 3. It's 7, but it really equates to 3, right? And we have great support. I mean, I can't tell you, I can't guarantee, but when you have a majority of essentially 3, where you can't lose anything more than 3 votes, and you get it passed, it's pretty amazing. And I think it's going to haunt the Democrats because most of the bill is common sense. It's tax cuts, it's border wall funding, it's military funding properly spent. It's all things that are like common sense. They're all good. There's nothing tricky about it. It's basic stuff. And we don't intend on getting one, think of it, not one Democrat vote in the House. Mike, not one. Maybe somebody will come along. I don't know how they can run for office. So many different things. We're gonna very important. Medicare and Medicaid are gonna be strengthened, not hurt. They're using fake narrative. Oh, no, they're gonna be strengthened. We're gonna strengthen them. They're gonna destroy them because under their policies, Medicare and Medicaid go away. Senate, the House, the whole thing. It's incredible. I was gonna sign a executive order and give it a shot, but. The one good thing with this, number 1, it holds up forever, and number 2, unless somebody votes it out, they'll never do that. And it's just so much better, huh? So much better. That's so great. Very proud of you. We're joined today by the great Speaker of the House. I think he's going to go down as a great Speaker of the House. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Who knows? Who the hell knows? I think he is. And he's doing something, the only thing I would say is more important than this one, and I'll tell you what, it's almost close. That's how big this is today. But the great, big, beautiful, I added the word great, I used the word. The great, big, beautiful bill, it's going to be one of the most, I said it this morning to a group, I think it's one of the most important pieces of legislation ever signed, ever approved. So it's going to be something very special. Thank you very much. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, thank you. Secretary Sean Duffy, and they had a problem in India today, and you're on that. Sean's doing a tremendous job. Secretary Chris Wright, everybody said you'd never be able to get him. He's the most talented man, they say, in the oil and gas industry. I'll let you know in about 2 years if that's true. Well, Doug Burgum, I wanted Doug Burgum to head up energy because he was so successful in North Dakota. He's governor. And he said, so there's one person who's much better than me. I said, who? They said, Chris Wright. I said, who the hell is Chris Wright? I had no idea. Now everyone knows Chris Wright. He's going to be more famous than me. But he said, there's a guy named Chris Wright, and if we could get him, he'd be better than I am, sir. And if you know Doug, Doug's not here, is he? If you knew Doug, he's always working someplace. But if you knew Doug, you'd know that he doesn't say that often. And he did. And Chris, you're doing great. But I don't like it. The oil prices have gone up just a little bit over the last few days. I was going to call and just really start screaming at you. Are we okay? Nothing wrong, right? It's going to keep going down a little bit, right? Because we have inflation under control perfectly. You probably saw the records. Everyone's on television saying, what's going on here? Trump has proven to be right. All of these things. We've taken in $88 billion in tariffs in 2 months. $88 billion with no inflation. And if we're smart, there won't be. Now, we'd like to get this guy to lower interest rates because, if he doesn't, we have to pay. We have a lot of short-term debt. Obama gave it to us originally, and Biden carried it on. They like short-term. I like long-term cheap debt. But a lot of the debt comes through because Biden, well, he didn't do it. I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. But
Oh, my goodness.
Short-term debt. It's all over the place. And it comes due starting very soon. And if we would lower the interest rates by 1 point, we'd pay about 1 point less. That's $300 billion a year. Can you believe it? 1 point. If he'd lower it by 2 points, we'd pay $600 billion a year less. That's for years, 10 years, 12 years, whatever we make it. But we can't get this guy to do it. And the fake news is saying, oh, if you fired him, it would be so bad. It would be so bad. I don't know why it would be so bad, but I'm not going to fire him. I just want him to, we call him Too Late, right? Too Late is his nickname, like Too Tall Jones. He was too tall, T-O-O. And I just say this because we want to get rid of inflation, and we have. But we're going to be paying more for debt. And all he has to do is lower it. Europe's done 10 lowerings. We've done none. And nobody understands it.
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. There's about 103 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Continue to get the likes up. The likes should match the views. 119 in the building and 2 likes. Let's get the likes up. Double tap the screen, backspace, thumbs up the video. Thumbs up the video. Let's continue, fair use. Thank you. Let's continue.
Time, that one. I hope she's appreciated. And Joe Kiernan's been very good at CNBC, I must tell you, but other people aren't so good. But I will say that they can't believe what's happening. But if I could, because we can discuss, we get a lot of press, we get a lot of cameras rolling right now. Not that I like doing it, because I don't. But if we cut our interest by 1 point for years, we save $300 billion. If we cut it by 2 points, we save, because it's pretty equivalent. We're going to spend $600 billion a year, $600 billion, because of one numbskull that sits here. I don't see enough reason to cut the rates now. And the problem he's got is that, and I explained to him, look, if inflation went up, cut your rates now. There's no inflation. We got it down. We got prices down. We got gasoline down. And you'll keep it going down. And put gasoline's down. We drill, it's drill, baby, drill. That's why it's going down. But all that. But think of it. I said to him, he was in my office a couple of days ago. I said, if you think there's inflation, let's find out. Because I think we're going to keep it down. I think gasoline's going to be so far down. Oil energy, so much energy. We have so much energy, we don't know what to do with it. But let's say there was inflation in a year from now. Raise your rates. I don't mind. Raise your rates. I'm all for it. I'll be the one I'll be calling you. It'll be too late for that too. But raise your rates. You don't have to keep them up here. If it's going to go up, I'm okay with you raising, but it's down. And we're going out to financing. And I may have to force something. Somebody said, who's the genius that thought of that? I said, it's me. Unlike Biden, I stay awake at night thinking about how to save our country. He was much better at sleeping than me. Could sleep on a beach. He could sleep on a beach with cameras rolling. I can't do that. But I had an idea. I gave it. They said, this is really, we'll go short term for a year. Let this guy get out of office. Somebody will come and cut it a couple of points, and we'll save ourselves $7, $8, maybe even $900 billion a year. What is he doing? Why doesn't he lower these rates? And with that, we'll get on to the California standard, which is a disaster. Okay? So, Chris Wright, you're going to get the numbers down. Thank you very much. Lee Zeldin, one of the most important men in this room. He's the man. I get nervous when I talk to him. He's doing a great job. Nuclear, I say, okay, you can take 2 weeks for that approval. It used to take 20 years, then they wouldn't approve it. Now I say, Lee, nuclear, I'll give you 2 weeks for approval. A coal-fired plant, you only get a couple of days. And oil and gas will give you a week, okay? Something like that. But he's doing it so fast, and we have so many plants being built right now. It's so beautiful to see. And one of the reasons they're coming here is because they have to produce tremendous, especially the AI, they have to produce beyond believable amounts of electricity. And they're doing, I said to them, I think this was more or less my idea. They didn't have the idea only because they didn't think a thing like this was possible. I said, as you build your plant, you're going to become a utility. Then you're going to build a separate plant right alongside of it. You're going to build it. You're going to build a plant that produces electricity. And you'll produce it through natural gas, coal, nuclear. We don't want to produce it through wind because we don't feel like ruining 50 miles of beautiful plains and beautiful vistas. And but we want to produce it. You know, interestingly, China is opening up a coal plant every single week. But now I'm finding out it might be 2 plants every single week. And, you know, usually that's a good gauge. If they're using coal, I guess we're supposed to use coal. And, you know, we went to a coal standard. And not that you have to use coal. You're going to use whatever's best. I want to introduce also Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso, who's a tremendous guy, doctor. Okay? And he is a tremendous guy, tremendously talented doctor. When I have a medical situation for the country, for myself, I haven't used him, but I might have. Maybe I'll do that. If it's serious enough, I think I'd probably do that.
Good morning. Good morning.
He's a tremendously talented gentleman who happens to be a senator and one that's very respected. Chairwoman Shelley Moore Capito, and congratulations. I just endorsed your son. Did you know that? I endorsed your son. I endorsed your son, who's running in West Virginia, and he's great. In fact, he's all Trump all the time. I think much more so than you, actually. You were his largest impediment. No, I'm only kidding. He's all Trump all the time, and he's going to win big, and so congratulate him, okay? He's really been fantastic. So many people have told me. Thank you. And House Majority Leader Steve Scalise, who's a brave man. He went through hell. Steve went through hell. And we have a lot of other people here that I won't be able to because they don't have your name down. And I'm looking and I see people's names. I'll do a couple of you, but thanks as well to Mark Wayne Mullen, Senator. Mark Wayne, thank you. Stand up, Mark Wayne. Don't fight him. He's a serious fighter in a lot of ways, and he's a great guy, too. Thank you, Mark Wayne. Deb Fisher. Deb? Thank you, Deb. Good. Pete Ricketts, who's going to do very well in the upcoming election. Thank you. Thank you, Pete. John Husted, who's really moving along in Ohio. John, good luck. You're going to do well. All endorsed people. John Curtis, who's doing terrifically. John, thank you. Good job. They all say excellent. What can I tell you? Good job. And Bernie Moreno, who won a race that was not winnable. They all said it's not winnable.
Winnable.
They won in Ohio. They said you can't win that race. It's a waste of time. You're just wasting your time, right, Bernie? Wasn't a waste of time, was it? Huh? And he won by like 5 points too. Won by a lot. Along with representatives Kevin Kiley, Vince Spong, Jay Obernolte, Doug LaMaffa, Daryl Issa. Where's Daryl? I haven't seen you in such a long time. Look at you. How good you look, huh? Good when you have those big margins. It's easier. John Joyce, great guy. John, thank you. Thank you, John. Dusty Johnson, Morgan Griffith, Troy Balderson. Troy from a place called Ohio. And he played very cute at one time, but then he got, boy, I'll tell you, he's become a good politician. Where is Troy now? Where I haven't seen him used for years. I endorsed you early when he was early and younger. But you still look young, and you've done fantastically good. Good work. Really good work. Claudia Tenney, New York. Claudia. Thank you, Claudia. John James. John James. I don't know. You know, he's running for governor, but I'm not sure I'm happy about that, John. Do we have somebody good to take your seat? Because otherwise we're not letting him run for governor. We can't. You have somebody good, right? Okay. As long as you like them, they'll win. Tracy Mann. Tracy, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Michael Baumgartner. Michael. Thank you, Michael. Good job. David Rouser. Thank you. Glenn Rothman. Hi, Glenn. Thank you very much, Glenn. Brett Guthrie. Brett. Thank you, Brett. Rudy Yackham. Thank you. Thank you, Rudy. And I want to thank you all. There's some additional people in the room, but we have to get back to this. Is like so big. This is a big one. Under the previous administration, I could go point after point, everything they did, open book, hanging women.
Let's get the likes up, you guys. There's 118 in the building. Please double tap that screen to get the likes up. Please double tap the screen to get the likes up. The likes should match the views. Double tap that screen. Hit the thumbs up below, above the video, below the video. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before where you're watching from. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Or they can't build 19 different cars called the same thing. And really, it was all over the world what was happening. They approved Governor Gavin Newsom's ridiculous plan to impose a 100% ban on all new gas-powered cars within a very short period of time. Think of this. You couldn't buy any other car except an electric-powered car. And in California, they have blackouts and brownouts. They don't have enough electricity right now to do the job. And countrywide, you'd have to spend $4 trillion to build the firing plants, to be able to, they call it a lot of things, charging plants, firing plants. $4 trillion you'd have to spend. In the Midwest, they built 9 of them. 9 individual, it's like a pump. It's just like a pump, except instead of gas, electricity comes out. They built 8 of them. $9 billion they spent for 8 little hoses, $9 billion. Now, I'm sure they could have done it for about, 1/1000th of that, but even if they did, it's unaffordable. They approved Governor Gavin's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. By the way, if I didn't bring the military in, Los Angeles would be burning down right now. It'd be burning just like his damn house is burned down because he didn't have the water that he should have had. He had so much water. They have so much water. We had to send in the military to free up the water. And we did that right after the fires. We told them to do it in the first term. But just like that ridiculous plan, this is a plan to ban. Think of it, a plan to ban 100, and they call it the 100% ban on all new gas-powered cars, and abolish 75% of the gas-powered trucks. 75%. The trucking industry saw me. They said, "Sir, it doesn't work." Number one, the trucks are so heavy; they're 2.5 times heavier than a diesel-powered truck. So, one of the big truckers owns 28,000 trucks, big company, tremendous company. He said, "I go out of business immediately. I'm not going to play games." I mean, he said, "Did you explain these things to government officials? Like the truck weighs 2.5 times more, 2.5 times more than a regular truck, a gasoline-powered diesel." And he said, based on that, we have to rebuild every bridge in the United States of America because it wasn't designed to hold cars and trucks that heavy, because the batteries are very heavy. They're, probably lead. They have a lot of things in those batteries that weigh a lot. But it's 2.5 times. It's a simple number, 2.5 times. And if you want to do this, you have to spend trillions and trillions of dollars on rebuilding every bridge in the United States, and I guess throughout the world, because they do follow us. And the big rig buses and even cement trucks, they want to abolish certain categories of truck, but they want to go 75% of all of these trucks have to be abolished almost immediately. I mean, the time is just crazy. And they don't go far. Another little problem. With a tank of diesel, you can go from New York to Los Angeles if you want to go to Los Angeles right now. But New York to Los Angeles, and you can go back a little bit. With the electric truck, you'll stop approximately 6 times. Enjoy your stop. And the truckers saw me, and I said, "Did you just explain this? Because this is like, if you explain it, if a person's reasonable for that." He said, "We explained it, they didn't care." They said, "We're going all electric." They can't be stupid, because anybody that can cheat on elections like them is not a stupid person. But they must hate our country. But I said to this big trucker, he said, "Sir, I've been buying trucks my whole damn life." He's a rough guy, smart guy. He said, "I got thousands of them. I've been buying them for 50 years. And every single year they got better. They got more efficient. They got bigger. They got stronger. I build apartments in my trucks now for the drivers." He said, "What's an apartment?" "That's on the cab. They put this in." "And sir, I know you like luxury, but you wouldn't mind living in one of these." I said, "Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't." I mean, it doesn't sound too appealing, but I said, "So what's the problem?" He said, "So I noticed one thing. For 50 years, every single year, one thing happened. They got better. They got stronger. They got more efficient. They got faster. They could carry any load. If we went to this standard, we'd go back beyond 50 years. They wouldn't go as far as a truck from 50 years ago. It would be too heavy and have all the other problems." He said, "We'd be going backwards. We'd be taking a trucking industry, would be starting all over, but actually it would be worse because it was better 50 years ago than." So I said, "What are you going to do if I don't win this election?" This was before the election. He said, "You don't win the election, I'm going to close up my business because I'm not going to lose he said, "I'm not going to lose my ass. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a catastrophe. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. They're making you buy stuff that doesn't work. It's no good. It doesn't work." And I'm all for electric. If you want to buy electric, you can buy electric. Cars are great. If you buy the right ones, cars are great. And you should be given the option: buy the electric car, buy a gasoline-powered car, buy a hybrid. Probably not hydrogen, because hydrogen has a tendency that when it blows up your gonzo, it's over. They find you 75 yards down the road, Where is he? Well, I think that's him, but I'm not sure. So, They said, we think we can solve the problem. I said, that's not good enough. When they think, no, it sounds like it's quite severe. If it doesn't work, Steve, it'll work most of the time, but if it doesn't, it's over. It'll make your accident look like peanuts compared. You wouldn't be around, I'll tell you, because it's pretty bad. But some people like it. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But I would say it's off to a bad start. But because of the size of California's population and the fact that 17 other states follow California, that's the problem. 17 other states follow California. They have the most ridiculous laws I've ever seen for a lot of things. This is just cars, but and trucks, and they have a lot of them for other things. But we have, it's called the California Car Standards, and this horrible scheme would effectively abolish the internal combustion engine, which most people prefer. Like so far, I'd say about 90%. In fact, General Motors announced yesterday they're going to spend about $6 billion on
CreeksideMusic.com.
Like the video, like the video. There's about 171 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
They had almost nothing last year, and the year before they very, very little. Nobody wanted to be back here. Nobody wanted to come to our country anymore because we were like stupid people. We looked like stupid people. We were laughed at all over the world. Now we're not laughed at anymore, I can tell you that. But they wanted to shatter our domestic supply chains and literally grind civilization to a halt. We would have gone so far back. It's hard to believe, actually. Hard to believe when you don't have enough electricity to give a person a little air conditioning in the summer. Now they want you to take electricity and fire up all these cars. But we're not going to let that happen. Meanwhile, all of the auto jobs would be shipped to China because they're very strong on electric. And it lives off an estimated 200,000 American auto workers would be destroyed. It's one of the reasons I did so well with the United Auto Workers. And now I'm really doing well with them. I did phenomenally with them. No Republican ever got any numbers like I got. The Teamsters too. Sean O'Brien, the head of the Teamsters, these guys, they like Trump because I produce jobs. They know that. Everybody knew that the auto workers knew better than anybody how good the tariffs were. And the head of the auto breakers, I don't know him at all, but he didn't like me at all. Now he's going around saying, this guy's unbelievable. He was very nice to me the last few months. During the campaign, no, but if I've proven, I've proven it. I've done what I said I was going to do, and we brought back tremendous numbers of jobs. And you're having auto plants built all over the country, all over. There's never seen anything like that. They're leaving from Mexico. They're leaving from Canada. They're leaving from other parts of the world. If they want a Mercedes-Benz, you're going to have it made here. It's okay to have a Mercedes, but they're going to make it here. Otherwise, they're going to pay a very big tariff. They already are. That's one of the reasons we have $88 billion. It's a lot of money, but that's peanuts compared to what we're going to be making in another few months. They haven't even kicked in yet. But we're not going to let any of these bad things happen, these stupid projections that I've been reading about for the last 6 months. I think these people are either corrupt or really dumb. And they're supposed to be economists. In the campaign, I promised to end this disaster. And today, our Republican majorities in Congress have delivered. And I don't know, I can't imagine. It's so obvious. It's so good. Did we get any Democrat votes? Did we get one? Two? Who? 35. I think that's great. I think that's great. You got 35 Democrats. I think that's great. That, as far as I'm concerned, one in the Senate. On something that's so good. But who is the one? Well, I shouldn't have asked. I congratulate her. I don't care. I think it's great. It's very interesting. Why did I ask that question, Mr. Speaker? But in a few moments, I'll sign 3 pieces of legislation that will totally kill. Can't do anything about it. They can't take us to court. They can't do any of the things they can do with the executive orders. and it's permanent, sign 3 pieces of legislation that will kill the California mandates forever, and they're never coming back. Now, the auto companies are the most happy because now they're going to be designing and building one auto. It will be much cheaper. It's a much less expensive. They were showing me, one of the most respected people was showing me that to save a little, like a half a glass of fuel, cost them thousands of dollars with new computers and stop it. The engine has to stop and then turn on and blah, blah, blah. And I said, does it work as well? No, it's terrible. It's terrible. And that's to save a little bit of fuel, this much fuel that Chris Wright can produce with one extra little oil well someplace, right? One little, a small one, a very small one. But think of it. Your cars are going to cost you $3,000, $4,000 less. And you're going to have what you want. And again, you can get any car you want. You can get electric. A lot of people love the electric. They like Tesla. So do I, in all fairness. I like Tesla. And I like others too. But I also like combustion engines. And there are reasons for a lot of things. When I was in Iowa, we had an unbelievable victory, if you remember. Remember? It was nice. You won by like so much, nobody even talked about anything else, but that was a great victory. But it was unbelievably cold that night, and I was going to watch my victory in the area where I was going to make a speech, and the whole place was littered with cars. I said, what happened? They were electric cars, and they don't work in cold. I said, I didn't know that. And they don't work in extreme heat either. Other than that, they're wonderful. But if you're in a cold climate, how do you do that? But they're electric cars, and I noticed that, and then I didn't pay much attention because we won by about 65 points, so I was more interested in that. But I do remember that scene. I said, what the hell is going on over here? This historic action will also help us reduce inflation and bring down the price of automobiles and electricity very, very substantially. We're building massive electricity right now. It's already started because of that guy right there, Lee Zeldin. By far the most important man in the room, Mr. Speaker. Stand up, Lee. He blows you guys away, John. He blows the politicians away. I'm sorry right now. He's a great politician. He almost won for governor in New York, which is just missed by a few points. And that was another race that was not winnable, but you almost got it. But I think what you're doing now is even bigger if you want to know the truth. I think it's actually more important if you can believe that. Under the previous regime, car prices skyrocketed as a direct result of the mandates. These mandates, this nonsense that you had to do. And they had so many other rules and regulations that the car companies who are here today appreciate that. And Susie Wiles is here today. Stand up, Susie. Most incredible woman. Most powerful woman in the world, they say. She's the most powerful. She was rated the most powerful woman in the world, Susie Wiles. One phone call and a nation is destroyed. She could destroy 5 nations with 5 calls, and she's doing a great job. More importantly, right? Doing a great job. Nobody likes it. Energy prices would likewise soar as the radical left forced more electric vehicles onto the grid while blocking approvals for new power plants. They want to block the approvals. They want you to have a car with electric, but they block the production of the juice that runs the cars. All of them, all forms of cars. It's just the craziest thing. We're in a different sphere now. We're in a whole different planet right now. The result would be rolling blackouts and a collapse of our power systems. We'd have a total collapse. You couldn't do it. You couldn't even do it. Think of it, they're forcing you to do something, and they want you to do boats also. I assume boats are being covered by this, and boats, they want you to go all electric, and the batteries are so heavy, the damn boat practically doesn't float. I used to have a lot of fun talking about that one on the tours. We talk about it. I said, what would happen if the boat sank? Because we went to North Carolina, South Carolina, we visited boat factories. Unbelievable guys. And they said, sir, we have one problem. They're forcing us to go electric for the boat. I said, how's it going to work? The boat will not float, sir. It's so heavy. and it won't go fast, and lots of other. And I did ask him a question because I have a lot of background. My uncle was a big shot at MIT, the smartest guy. He never had a smarter guy. And I guess I have a little of that. My first question was, what would happen if the boat sank? Do you get electrocuted? Remember I said that? And I used to be decimated by these people back here, right? I used to be decimated. They'd say, what kind of a crazy question is that? So I'm actually serious. What happens if you're an electric boat and the boat is going down? You're in trouble, Susie. And I used to say, remember, I'd get decimated. The audience loved it, but the press would laugh at it. I said, so if I have my choice of going down, we're jumping 5 or 6 yards away from the boat, but there's a shark there. What do I do? You know what I said? I'd rather be electrocuted. I said, I'll take electrocution every single day. But actually, he said, nobody's ever asked me that question, sir. He makes boats. Nobody ever asked me that question. That's really an unusual question. He said, and honestly, I don't have the answer. He wasn't able. I said, don't worry about it. If I win, you won't have to worry about it. But today we're saving California, and we're saving our entire country from a disaster. Your cars are going to be thousands of dollars less money. And even the ones that, if you buy electric, we're not going to make you do certain things that are just a waste of money and just time-consuming waste of money. They make you do things that are no good for anybody, make the car worse, and make it much more expensive. Over the past 5 months, our administration and Republicans in Congress have fought for the American auto worker and for Teamsters and for, by the way, right to work. We have them all. We have, we just call them just workers. We fought for workers like no one has ever fought before. I understand that. It's why we won. We won with workers. We won with young people. I just saw with TikTok, I was #1 on TikTok in its history. Can you believe that? So I guess I like TikTok. That's why they're saying, are you saving? We probably will save TikTok, actually. But on my first day in office, I ended the Green New Scam and abolished the EV mandate at the federal level. We abolished it, which is basically that everybody will be driving an electric car within a very short period of time. Now we know why Elon doesn't like me so much, which he does, actually. He does. And he never had a problem. It's very interesting. This is not something new. This has been there from day one, Speaker, right? We're going to abolish the EV mandate. And Elon still endorsed me because, honestly, he never, ever spoke to me about that. And I used to say, I'm amazed that he's endorsing me because that can't be good for him. I'm abolishing the EV mandate. And I once asked him about it. You never talked to me about that. He said, well, as long as it's happening to everybody, I'll be able to compete. It was a very interesting answer. I thought it was a very honest answer, to be honest with you. And I talked about it, that incredible, you would have thought he would have.
In Michigan, energy isn't just
Like the video, like the video. There's about 169 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. All 169, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 50K by next month. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
He makes electric cars, and we're saying you're not going to be able to make electric cars, or you're not going to be forced to make all of those cars. You can make them, but it'll be by the market, judged by the market. And that's what he said. He said, as long as I'm on the same plane as everybody else, we're going to do good. We make a better product. I said, that's very cool. It's very cool. That was my answer. After that, he got a little bit strange, but I don't know why, over much smaller things than that. As part of the One Big Beautiful Bill, we'll also further slash the funding for the Green New Scam. As you know, it's the greatest scam in history, saving American taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars. The windmills are killing our country, by the way. The fields are littered with them, junk. They're littered with them. And they get older, and they get rusty, and they get bad, and they get... This is other countries also. It's the greatest scam in history. It's the most expensive energy you can buy. They're ugly. A friend of mine comes from Minnesota. He's been in New York. He hit it big. He's a very successful guy, actually. And he wanted to go back, see his mother who's not well. And he went back to Minnesota. Hasn't been back there in 20 years. And he said, it's unbelievable what happened. He said, I'm driving down a highway and up a certain road and the most beautiful fields. I remember them so well. And I was so looking forward to seeing him again. And I looked at him, and they had windmills all over him. These horrible, horrible structures. A very smart guy, this guy. He said these ugly, horrible things. And he said it was so bad I actually drove back to see it because I couldn't believe it. Before I even got to my mother, I drove back. I said, "How much do you like your mother?" But no, it hurt him to see it. He said, "I looked at this field. It was one of the most beautiful places in my own mind and imagination that I've ever seen." And I said, "It's littered with this garbage. It looked like a junkyard," he said. And some, so then you get different manufacturers, and they don't look alike, and they're not painted alike, different colors. You have, even if they're white, one's a beigey white, one's a darker white, one's a lighter white, and then they start to rust after 4 or 5 years. And then they start to wear out, and nobody takes them because you're not allowed to bury the propellers, the props, right? You can't bury the props for some reason. I don't know why, but they say that you can't bury a certain type of fiber, and if it goes in the ground, we're all going to die. It's what bullshit this is, okay? They can't bury. So what they do is they leave them up. If you go to Palm Springs, California, take a look. You go into this beautiful community. Before you go, it's like you're riding through a junkyard. Windmills all over the place. Tall ones, short ones, dead ones. They're all dead. Some are hanging over by a thread. They never take them down. They just leave them there, and they start to rust. It's one of the greatest scams, and it's also the most expensive energy. And the environmentalists say, "Oh, we love wind. It sounds so good," but it's a horrible thing. Environmentally, it's a horrible thing. I say that to you. It's wind, and we are going to have virtually no one mandate we have. We're going to natural gas, nuclear. Nuclear, we just had a big signing with nuclear, making it easier, safer, and better. It's really, I would say, probably more than any other form of energy that's come about. It's been amazing what's been done. It's very safe, very good, and very inexpensive. But we're not going to let windmills get built.
Let's get the likes up, you guys. There's about 165 people. Please let me get 80 people to hit that like button. Thumbs up the video. It helps push us in the algorithm. 80 people to thumbs up the video. Let's continue fair use reaction clip.
So they don't paint them, and they're horrible. What's happened is horrible. So we're not going to approve windmills unless something happens that's an emergency. I guess it could happen, but we're not doing any of them. I hope the Senate will soon pass a bill the House can quickly approve and get to my desk by the 4th of July. We'll have this done. And to further defend our auto workers, I imposed a 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles. Investment in American auto manufacturing is surging because of it. They have Mercedes all over. They pay 25% if they don't make the car in the United States. And because of that, and this could have been done long before Trump. This could have been done by any one of the presidents. I did it with China. The reason you don't have Chinese cars here is because I imposed it my last term. I actually asked the question. I said, "Do we have any Chinese cars here?" "No." "Why?" "Because you imposed a 25 or 27.5% tariff on Chinese cars. So they're not coming here, but they are going to Europe all over the place." But I love China. We just made a deal, and I respect President Xi a lot. And we made a deal that's good for both countries. The deal we made with China, good for both countries. It's going to be a lot of money made, and it's going to ultimately open up China, which is the ultimate thing. And I'm going to be working with President Xi. We had a long talk about it. And that's going to be good for China. It's going to be good for us. But we're going to be opening up China. That's bigger than what we signed. And I think had we not signed it, that wouldn't be happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen fairly soon. But to further defend our auto workers, I imposed this 25% tariff on all foreign automobiles, and investment in American manufacturing and auto manufacturing. All manufacturing is surging. And I might go up with that tariff in the not too distant future. The higher you go, the more likely it is they build a plant here. Ford has just announced that it's going to invest $500 million in some of the things involved in what we just did. General Motors is going to spend $4 billion. They just announced that yesterday. Stellantis, announced that it's going to reopen its Belvedere assembly plant. That's good. I know the plant very well. Had a lot of problems. They're going to spend $5 billion. And Hyundai announced that it will invest $21 billion in America. They wouldn't have invested 10 cents if we didn't have tariffs, including for manufacturing American steel, which is doing great. American steel is doing great now because of what we did. You wouldn't have, if I didn't put tariffs on steel, they were dumping steel. China and a lot of other countries were dumping steel in our country. Garbage steel, dirty steel, bad steel, not structurally sound steel, real garbage, but it was still there, lots of it. And if I didn't put tariffs, I put 25 and 50% tariffs on steel, right? John James, we put tariffs on steel, and we were doing great with steel. Now we're really doing great. A big investment is being made in Pennsylvania. You've been reading about it. They're going to spend $17 billion on U.S. steel. And all the steel workers wanted it. And we have a golden stock. We have a golden share, which I control, or President controls. Now, I'm a little concerned whoever the president might be, but that gives you total control. It's 51% ownership by Americans. And we have a company, a great company, Nippon. They're coming in from Japan. They're going to spend $17 billion. And somebody says, well, what happens if it doesn't work out? I said, they spent $17 billion. We can't put it on a trailer and drive it to Japan. This is steel mill. You know, some businesses you can move. You move your office, and that's where the business is. With this business, they're spending think of that, $17 billion. They're going to have them all over the country. I want to introduce several of the great Americans representing the millions of people whose livelihoods we're saving with today's action. I just can't tell you how incredible this action is, because nobody thought. This was one that I wasn't so... I would have rather had it than almost anything, but I was told by everybody, except that guy right there, that you couldn't get it. Bill Kent runs a chain of family-owned convenience stores that opened in West Texas in 1957, known as Kent Quick. And Bill, if you could come up and say a few words about what the signing means to you, please.
Wow, you're probably wondering why I've called you all here today, right? What a great day. From my perspective, I'm in the convenience store and petroleum marketing business, and what this does is it gives us freedom. It gives the consumers freedom to pick what kind of car they want, but more importantly for us, it gives us the ability to plan going forward, because with mandates, we were forced to have to look at putting in infrastructure that frankly is extremely expensive and doesn't give you any return. So this allows us, it's going to free me up and our companies up to invest in what people want, in the cars they want. And
Good morning.
It's a great day. So, Mr. President, Congress, thank you, Steve, everybody, thank you so much. Thank you.
And a friend of mine for a long time is John Hess. He's one of the top CEOs in the country. And
there's about 123 in the building. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button. Let's continue fair use reaction clip. Make sure you turn on your notifications as well. We're trying to hit 50K by next month.
John, I see you in the audience. Come on, thanks.
I'm John Hess, and CEO of Hess Corporation, a proud producer of oil and gas in North Dakota and the Gulf of America. And so you all know that I was born in New Jersey, grew up in New York, and my father started our company by driving a secondhand oil truck. So, Mr. President, it's an honor to be before you today. Thank you for that. Mr. President, during your campaign, you made a commitment to the American people to repeal unworkable and costly mandates for cars and trucks and let the consumer choose what type of vehicle they drive. Today, with the bipartisan support of Congress, you're making good on that promise. I'd like to recognize Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, other members of Congress whose
our society and our planet face many
like the video, like the video. There's about 73 in the building. Please hit subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Capitol for her leadership. This announcement today is about consumer choice and affordability for American families. It's also about making our country, auto industry, more competitive, Mr. President. You said that very eloquently. As you know, Mr. President, one-size-fits-all policies like those adopted in California do not work. America, in every state, every American should be able to choose what they want to drive, not the government. We as a country would be basically leaning into our competitive advantage with this repeal on oil and gas. Oil and gas are a strategic industry for our country, underpinning energy dominance, economic prosperity, and national security. We are truly energy independent. So, Mr. President, on behalf of Hess Corporation, on behalf of the oil and gas industry, and every family across our country, thank you for your courageous leadership and your commitment to consumer choice and energy affordability. Thank you very much.
Very respected guy. The California EV mandates would also have devastated our nation's incredible truck drivers and the trucking industry, and I gave you a little bit of a rundown of that. But a diesel-powered semi-truck can drive from Reno, Nevada. I'll give you some other locations. Nevada to Los Angeles, California, and back on a single tank of diesel oil, diesel fuel. But the same exact journey would require an electric truck driver to stop also 6 times at recharging stations, adding an estimated 9 hours to the trip. I don't know too much about the trucking industry, but this is not sounding good. Here to discuss a little bit about the trucking industry, Gina Jones. And Gina, a real expert on trucks, I can tell you that. She's going to come up and tell us about trucks. Thank you, Gina. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. And thank you, members and Congress. The trucking industry has America's back, and we are grateful that a president and the administration that have our back too. Today, trucks are 99% cleaner than a generation ago. We need great partners in government to continue that process. We cannot allow one state's regulations to disrupt our entire nation's supply chain. Allowing California to do so would have negativity impacted the hundreds and thousands of truck drivers who deliver critical goods across the country each and every day. In order to deliver for American families and businesses, we need realistic national standards. With the signing of this resolution, Mr. President, you have delivered the leadership that trucking industries need. Promises made, promises kept. On behalf of the On behalf of the 8.5 million Americans who work throughout the trucking industry, I thank you.
Great job. So just to wrap it up, I say under the Trump administration, we will restore the full strength, might, and glory of the American auto and trucking industry. We'll protect our
truck drivers, auto workers, small business people, and manufacturers all over our country, and actually all over the world, and that's okay too. They'll be doing a product that works, a product that's much more efficient, that's better, it's much better, less expensive, and we'll put affordable energy and affordable car ownership back on the center of the American dream as we make America great again, and that's what's happening. We're making America great. You know, when I went over to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, just a couple of weeks ago, the leaders of those countries, and they're very smart people, they said, you know, you've made in a short period of time America the hottest nation in the world. It's the hottest, you're the only one we talk about now. And 6 months ago, it was a laughing stock. They said that to me, those words. It was a laughing stock, and it was an absolute laughing stock. We've got the hottest nation right now in the whole world, and the numbers are reflecting it too. So I just think it's great. And what I'll do is I'll sign this, then we can take a couple of questions if you want. And we will be finished, and you're going to go off, and you're going to build the most beautiful automobiles for 20% less money. And I want to thank you, man. You have done some job. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody. You guys want to come up here? Come on, sit around there.
Like the video, like the video. There's about 124 in the building. Please hit subscribe.
Sign 3 bills and do everything I just said. No auto pens allowed.
Okay, so now we're going to go to Hot Topics trending topics. Let's get straight into the video. People are talking about Shedeur a lot.
Snitch and admitted that Stefanski really wants him as quarterback and not Shedeur. Oh.
Okay, so I can't play that because there's music. Let's continue.
Let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeces had in front of me, okay? All of that, you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house? Because after her and Mendeces got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all was kissing.
Allegedly.
Okay? And it made me damn uncomfortable. Since you want to be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeces had in front of me, okay? All of that, you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got back to her house? Because when Mendeces got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately. That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all was kissing, okay? And this made me damn comfortable. Since you want to be like...
Now, that's alleged. Now, if you don't know, Mendeces married to Yandy. So, is Tamar allegedly kissing Mendeces around Funky Dineva? This is all alleged, y'all. This is all alleged. Because everybody kept saying, Tamar kept poking at Funky Dineva, and he tried to keep his mouth closed. And he was like, I don't know what happened. I left, and then suddenly she's on the internet saying something transpired with her. So let's continue with the next clip.
Okay? Now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendices and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you.
Allegedly.
Now, I don't know whether they was your ass on the back and ran your head through the headboard or what.
Allegedly, I don't know.
But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendices and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you. Okay? Now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendices and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs.
Next clip.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
Yeah.
All I know is that I went to a friend's birthday.
Now, why isn't she aware? Was she that intoxicated? Was she that out of it? How is it that she don't know what happened to her? Now, listen to the clip, because they said to her, do you want me to call the ambulance? And she said no. She decided to go to the internet. Listen.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I
it?
can
How
talk
does she
about
not
it, but
know?
I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
She don't have
All
cameras
I know
in her
is
house?
that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You thought was your friend?
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back to the kitchen. You know, we'll have, have more cocktails.
I know how it goes.
Or have some food.
Yeah.
And congregate until everybody leaves. And the last person left. And one of my friends was just a little too intoxicated to drive, which is fine. My third bedroom is very iconic.
Mm-hmm. You always like, Elle, you ain't got to drive. You can stay right here.
Yeah, it's very iconic. So, actually, me and Brian was texting each other while I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up to my friend shaking me like.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about it?
I can talk about it, but
Now, she woke up to a friend shaking her. Why isn't she giving the name of the friend? Why is she telling us who that friend was that woke her up? Next clip.
Hey, you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
And you just don't remember anything?
I do not. I do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was mortified.
Yeah.
Mortified. Yeah.
So that's so crazy. And I'm sure you've run to
the hospital to try to figure it out because I was in excruciating pain. It was bad. And it was bad because I didn't know what happened to me. And psychologically, it was very heavy, and like my whole right side of my body, I still get numb, but my whole right side of my body was so numb I couldn't even lay down. I couldn't even sit. I had to lay on the floor on my back. Tay, you okay? Are you okay? What's going on?
So who's the friend? Why would you not let the ambulance treat you and the police come in and do the investigation? Tamar loves media attention.
It was like teeth and blood all over the place.
And you just don't remember anything?
I do not. I do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was.
Let's go back.
Are you aware?
Why did she not go into an ambulance for them to treat her properly? Because the ambulance probably would have called the police. Did she not want the person to call the ambulance because who the person would have been? And it would have been in the record. Is that why she didn't want to call an ambulance? If you're medically having concerns, why would you not let that person call? Tamar loves attention. She's not giving the name. She didn't want an ambulance. And who's the person that was with her? Now, per Funky, was she with somebody else's husband? Let's continue.
Are you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
And then you're laughing
then
about it?
When I came to,
What a mess.
it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
And you just don't remember anything?
I do not. I do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you look at the friend like, hey, did you do something to me?
No, that person wasn't capable. That person was mortified.
Yeah.
Mortified. Yeah.
So So that's so crazy. And I'm sure you've run through your mind.
Yeah, I went to the hospital to try to figure it out because I was in excruciating pain. It was bad. And it was bad because I didn't know what happened to me. And psychologically, it was like, it was.
Why not call the police? Why not call the ambulance? But who took you to the emergency? Why is she leaving out the name? Now, mind you, when this all came out, people was asking Funky, what happened? What was transpired at night? Funky was like, I don't know what happened to the lady. I went home. But she don't want to give the name of who was with her. So go back.
Since you want to be like this, let's be like this. Part of the problem with this whole thing was, Tamar, is that I was never comfortable with the relationship that you and Mendeecees had in front of me, okay? All of that, you at the music video shoot in your booty shorts, sitting on top of him meeting us up at restaurants every time we met up, I was very uncomfortable with it. And if we're going to tell it, let's tell it all. So since you were throwing a party for a friend's birthday party, do y'all want to know why I did not get out the car and go upstairs with Tamar when we got to her house? Because after her and Mendeecees got through kissing in the back of that goddamn car, I figured they wanted to be up there privately.
Allegedly.
That is why when we got dropped off at Tamar's house, I did not go upstairs. I got in my damn car and went home because you was sitting on his lap in that goddamn Uber and y'all was kissing, okay? And this made me damn uncomfortable. Since you want to be like this,
next
like
clip.
This. Okay, now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendeecees and his best friend, because they was the ones who went upstairs with you.
Allegedly.
Now, I don't know whether they was your ass on the back and ran your head through the headboard or what.
Allegedly, okay? I don't know.
But if anybody need to be investigated on what happened to you in your damn teeth, it need to be Mendeecees and his friend, because that's who went upstairs with you. Okay, now, if anybody know who happened and what happened to your damn teeth, it's Mendeecees and his best friend.
Next clip.
Are you aware of what really happened to you?
No, I'm not.
Or can you talk about
I can talk about it, but I'm not aware of what really happened to me.
She loves
All I
media
know
attention.
is that I went to a friend's birthday party. I gave a friend a birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You thought was your friend?
Well, we ain't even gonna touch on that.
Yeah.
I came home like I would normally do. Well, you kind of know the spiel. I come home, I'll take a shower, I'll wash my face, I'll come back in the kitchen. You know, we'll have, have more cocktails.
I know how it goes.
More
have
cocktails.
some food.
Yeah.
And congregate until everybody leaves. And the last person left. And one of my friends was just a little too intoxicated to drive, which is fine. My third bedroom is very iconic.
Mm-hmm. You always like, yo, you ain't got a job, you can stay right here.
Yeah, it's very iconic. So, actually, me and Brian was texting each other while I was watching Real Housewives of Orange County, and I fell asleep. And when I woke up to my friend shaking me like,
Are you aware of what really happened?
Next
no,
clip.
Or can you talk about?
Tay, you okay? Are you okay? What's going on? I'm calling I'm calling the ambulance. I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And then when I came to, it was like teeth and blood all over the place.
And you just don't remember anything.
I do not. I do not.
Scary.
I do not.
So did you?
She has to have cameras in her house. She has to have cameras in her house. I don't know why people aren't asking her more questions. And why would you not let the ambulance come in and let the police investigate? There's a reason. Tamar loves the trend to go viral. Now, remember, she had a release after this alleged incident at her house. She had a music release, and Mendeecees was in the video. So if this is true, alleged, that Tamar is kissing up on another man's husband, another woman's husband, that's a concern. She not saying Mendeecees. Y'all notice that? But Funky did. So you're not letting them call 911. You're not letting the police investigate, but you did take yourself to emergency. But you don't want to say Mendeecees' name other than saying his name or talk about him being in your video. Tamar loves attention. She's also having issues with her sisters on that show. She loves attention. And at what point are people going to call her out? I did see a video that people were calling her out and saying, you love media attention. You love media attention. You should have said Funky left. He had nothing to do with it. I had other people at my house, but she kind of did say that. And people didn't catch it. People didn't catch what she had said in her first video when the incident happened. She had said a friend was there, but she never gave the name. Now, allegedly, what Funky is saying the name was given. So this is a whole hot mess. Tamar is something else. Even on her family show, she seeks media attention. She loves the drama. She loves the conflict. Even when Funky was saying, when all this was going on, and Tamar should have came out and said Funky didn't have nothing to do with it, he was already at home. Other blogs picked it up, was calling Funky out. Other blogs was calling him out, trying to make it seem like he did something. And he dropped the lady off and went home. He ain't got nothing to do with that. But she did not say who was with her, he said. So, will Yandy speak out with these allegations? Will Mendeecees speak out with these allegations? And this is the biggest thing. People continue to call out Tamar because she loves media attention, clicks, and views. Funky said he wished this night never would have happened. He almost said he wishes he never would have went because people pointed the finger at him and the finger never should have been pointed at him. He just went and it was his weekend party, you know, and they were stating when you go into the club, you walk into the club and there's the sparkling and there's the bottles and da 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 da. And why every time she's hanging out with Funky, somehow, some way, Mendeecees allegedly pops up at some of the locations they're going to. Go over to Funky's page. He's going to tell y'all everything that happened that night. Tamar loves media attention. And at what point, we saw the situation. Tamar Vince concerning. Tamar, that attorney guy she married who was light skinned. Y'all know who I'm talking about? Concerning. She was dating that other, that one African guy, remember? And they were on that show. No, she was on the show with the light skinned white guy. And then, light skinned white guy. She was on the show with the white guy. But then she dated that guy, David. So Tamar's always in alleged unhealthy situations, unhealthy relationships. It just don't stop. She loves media attention. And you know what a lot of people will say? Tamar is so talented. Is she just only focus on music and being an artist versus the media and the drama? People would love to hear her and her music. You notice Toni is kind of to herself. She don't really seek that media attention like Tamar do. Remember how I did a video about 4 months ago and Tamar was on the phone with Toni? And Toni had said something about religion, and Tamar had said, "Oh, I'm going to read the Bible, going to read the Bible." And Toni had said something. I don't even know if Toni knew she was being recorded. And then Tamar made a video of it. Tamar is something else. That's why her sisters treat her like that, because it always has to be something, some kind of drama, some kind of issues. When will she ever get peace? When she stops seeking media attention and conflict? These celebrities are so engulfed in trending and going viral. Now, Funky called her out. It is what it is. I can't confirm or deny if she is kissing on, hugging up on another man, another woman's man. Will Yandy speak up? We don't know. Did Yandy not know? Is Yandy cool with her having Mendeecees in the video? Think about it. Go look at the video that Tamar put out. Was it last month or the month before? Mendeecees in the video and they're kissing then. And it looked like they were comfortable with each other. It is what it is. Tamar loves, these celebrities are something else. They love media attention, clicks, and views. So now Funky has said what he needed to say. Tamar kept poking at him and he finally just told it all. He finally told it all. So thanks for being here, everyone. We've been live for hour 23. I have some things I have to take care of. Fair use copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is used permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Let me know how y'all feel about Tamar and all this drama, these issues. Is she really kissing up on somebody else's man? And would she want somebody kissing up on her man? Remember, she had a back and forth with media when her boyfriend at the time went on a date with somebody else. Tamar called it out, and then she married him, allegedly. And now she went through a divorce. She was dating that guy for almost 2 years. They were married for less than 6 months, 8 months. These celebrities are something else. They something else. Remember her car got broken into? Was that last year or the year before? It just doesn't stop. At what seek peace? I don't blame Funky for calling her out, but it seems like anytime people connect themselves to her, they fall out. Anytime there's a friendship there, they fall out. She fell out with her sister. She fell out with Funky. She fell out in regards to Vince. She fell out in regards to the guy David. She fell out in regards to that white guy she was married to and dating. She falls out with everybody. At what point will she get peace and seek peace? It is what it is. I had to do this story. I don't blame Funky for speaking out. Go to his page, look at the video, like his video. He'll go more into depth in regards to this Tamar situation. I think he did like a less than 20-minute video last night, and it was late last night. I saw it around 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So go over there, like the video, look at his video. He talked more depth. This is just a small clips of what he said, but he did a longer video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Have a great day. Be blessed. Goodbye.